Hey, everybody. Good morning. I've got a topic for you all, and that is how to be there for somebody when they need you. I know that in our everyday life, conversations are often transactional, so we can kind of get away with being here but not here, kind of half listening. But there are times when somebody really needs us, somebody's in pain, and we want to be able to, you know, be there fully in that conversation. Being half present just isn't going to cut it. So, how do we do that? How do we handle that conversation with care? And I mean that literally, like handling the conversation the way we would handle something valuable that we're carrying. The person is obviously going through something and that needs to be respected and it needs to be cared for. So, this morning I want to offer some ideas on how we might show up for people in those times. And I think there are two qualities of presence that are really important that we want to try and bring into the conversation, and that is focus and flexibility. Focus meaning that we're there. We're listening, we're fully engaged. And flexibility, meaning that we're not getting stuck in our own thoughts, our judgments, opinions, ideas about whatever that they're telling us. So, the last thing that that person really wants at that moment is another person judging them, right? Or somebody else giving them advice about what they should do. So, focus and flexibility are really important. And, when you do get caught up in your own thoughts, the fastest way that I know of really coming back and re engaging is to bring your awareness, your attention to what you notice happening in the other person. So, what you see and what you hear coming from them at that time, physically, their body language, and also, vocal tone and the speed and pitch in which they're talking to you. And the reason for this is it's going to help you get a sense for what they're feeling emotionally right then and stay sensitive to that. And one of the most powerful ways, actually, of helping somebody feel safe and helping them open up when they're in pain is to actually acknowledge what you sense that they're feeling. And there's a really simple 3-word way of doing this, and that is you seem and then the emotion. So you just acknowledge you seem sad, you seem hurt, you seem angry. This is not a judgment. This is not me making an analysis of the situation. This is just me offering to them what I'm noticing. And even if it's not right, it doesn't really even matter. The intention here is, it's to help the person like feel seen by another human being and help them feel safe enough to acknowledge in themselves and be okay with however they're feeling right now. So you can actually use that reflection throughout the conversation and also summarizing back to the person what you hear them saying. And that will help you stay out of advice mode or trying to solve the problem for them um, by focusing on what you hear them saying and how they feel about the situation and the person, not how you feel about the situation and the person. So, for example, if a friend comes to me and she's going through a really hard time in her relationship and she's opening up to me about it, I might say something, I might acknowledge back to her, yeah, you really care about this person and you don't know what to do because you feel betrayed, right? That's like me coming and sitting next to her and looking at the situation with her and reflecting what she's feeling and what she's telling me instead of me saying, yeah, that person was wrong and you should leave them and they're not good enough for you, which might seem like encouragement, but actually it's not useful. It could make the person feel judged. And even if they do agree with you, like we can get into a little bit of a bitch fest here, which might be fun for the moment, but it kind of just deflects what the person is actually going through. And, human beings and experiences in general are complex. They're too complex for that. So a couple days from now, my friend might turn around and decide that she actually wants to stay in the relationship. And now what I've done is just create a barrier between her and me because she is going to assume now that I judge that decision. So if a person wants advice or they want your opinion, they'll ask you for it, right? And the last idea that I have is to just notice the balance of the conversation. The other person should be doing a heck of a lot more talking than you. And if the other person isn't talking, don't feel the need to fill the space with a bunch of noise because you feel uncomfortable. If you really created an environment that makes the person trust you and feel safe and open enough to process what they're going through, the conversation is going to be naturally slower. There's going to be naturally more space as they process their own experience. And so you want to be the container, you want to hold that space for them and for their pain. So those are some ideas for how you can, show up in a conversation like that and with compassion. I hope it's useful for you. You may notice that this episode and a lot of the episodes recently are not actually coming to you live, and I apologize. This is me being compassionate with myself and realizing that, with my schedule that's constantly changing every day, sometimes it's actually unrealistic for me to come online and be there at 9 a.m. to do these live. But I absolutely intend to bring these videos to you during the week. So check the Facebook page. And when I can do it live, I'll post that the day before and let you know the topic so you can join me. But you can also get all of these episodes on the podcast version, which is called Mindful Morning. And you can get that on iTunes or SoundCloud. And I update that every day as well. So hope you're enjoying these. Please like it, share it if you thought it was useful, and have a good day.